All right, what's up, everybody? How are we all doing? Oh, I've had one hell of a long day, sorta, something like that. I don't know. I need a dad. Yeah, that's what I do now. I need a dad. So join me, or don't. Whatever works for you. If you'd like to join me, you can. You don't have to. My views have pretty much been shit anyway, so it is what it is. It'd be nice if I could get some more viewers, because, you know, it is what it is. I don't know. Whatever. I gotta get my fucking charger. I honestly wonder if I have any viewers at all, if I'm just screaming to myself this whole fucking time. Hard to tell. It'd be really funny if the one viewer on locals and one viewer on Rumble is actually just me, and I have no viewers. Very rarely had people that actually utilize the chat. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not gonna get myself worked up about the fucking stream stuff right now. Anyways, if you're really interested in the content that is up on locals, you'll go check it out. I'm not gonna plug it 8,000 times. Maybe I will after I take a dab. I don't know. Do I even have a fucking spark in here? Yes, I'm being a bit of a grouch ass right now, so you'll have to excuse me. A man can only be there so much for a fucking woman and be gaslit and told, well, you don't have to be here. You can go find something else if you want to. Oh, but we need you for this, that, and the other. But you don't have to be here. But we need, I'm out my motherfucking wits end with all of it. Everything, everybody, everything. My whole family. I'm about ready just to, I haven't seen my family in years anyways. They don't fucking acknowledge my existence. None of them. Not my extended family, my aunts, uncles, cousins. I've been visited twice, 3 times in the past several years. Several being about 10. So, I don't know. There's just no point in me sticking around here, honestly. Can't find fucking work. I'm just running on a fucking treadmill in abject poverty. Quite literally. And regardless of how much family I have and how close they are, they could give 2 shits less whether I'm in a ditch or hanging from a fucking tree somewhere. So, seriously thinking about just packing my shit up and heading down Baltimore, where there's enough companies that I know I can get hired on somewhere. I'm just tired of playing this stupid fucking game up here in Western Maryland. I applied for a position earlier today, and before the fucking day was even over, they responded back with, "Oh, we've decided to move on to somebody else." Oh, really? And I know I haven't been quote unquote blackballed from the industry, as I've had interviews after I got fired. But I'm really curious to know is if they're just going ahead and foregoing the FTC's uh, legal demand to stop acknowledging non-competes, and they're acknowledging them anyway, company to company. I don't know if that's what's going on or what the fuck, because my non-compete should be done. Even though it's not ran out yet, it should be no longer applicable. But I already know. I don't even know why. I know why I'm still here, because I would like things to work out, but I know I could get a spot down in Baltimore. Where the fuck did the goddamn lighter go? How the fuck do I drop a fucking lighter right beneath my goddamn feet and the son of a bitch just vanishes? What? Who does that happen to? Besides this dumb motherfucker right here. Who the fuck who else does that fucking dumb shit happen to? Fucking shit. That's my, oh man. Yes, I'm sorry. Not somebody out there anyway. Oh boy. I did do a lot of work today on the pinene lean formula. I'm just extremely irritable right now. I'm trying to get myself chilled out, take a dab, relax a little bit, take the edge off, try to forget about the fact that, nah, I ain't gonna get into it. Just try to forget about it. Oh, that's better. So my car has been sitting for several months because I allowed my girlfriend and her mom to use my car for months and months on end, with the agreement that if something happened to the battery or something happened because the battery was going bad, that they would help me replace it. My car has now been sitting for months on end, and I won't say who, but somebody just wrecked her car last night. I don't know if it's not usable, but I already know what's going to happen. I'm pretty sure the radiator is busted on the car that she wrecked. Doesn't matter who, just she. Which means they'll probably replace the radiator in that car before they even consider helping me, split three ways and go buy a battery so that I have my vehicle so that I can actually make an income, because my only income right now is from doing Spark delivery and DoorDash and Instacart. But I'm a fucking dumbass and let my car go out to be used by other people because I wasn't really doing too much of that at the time. And now I'm stuck. Doesn't matter how many times I say, hey, this is what you said. It just doesn't fucking matter. But anytime I mention that I'm in the wrong, I'm the bad person, I knew blah, 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 whatever. Fucking forget asking anybody. I don't have family. Like, as far as family's concerned, that's a fucking joke and a half. Well, I do have family. I have lots of family, but none of them that give a shit enough about me to. Hell, they didn't give a fuck about stepping in, helping me get my life started when I was 18 and 20. They definitely don't give a fuck now that I'm 30. I'll make my way back out of this slump. Trust me. I don't know that many people could live the way I've been living for the past year and a half, 2 years. Honestly. I mean, you see me smoking dabs here and there. And so, yeah, I'm able to get my dabs because I do my thing and I can make a little bit of money here and there, but oh man. And I shouldn't be, is the thing. I have a fucking bachelor's degree. Well, I should have a bachelor's degree if my psychotic, narcissistic fucking mother did. The whole series of events from like what kind, just answer me this, if anybody's even out there, I doubt anybody's even out there, whatever. What kind of fucking parent gets jealous of their kid? Okay, my mom got jealous because she's a fucking narcissist, an abusive, insane fucking narcissist. That I, as an opiate addict, put myself through college, all through my bachelor's degree, on my own, without a fucking hand from her at all. That pissed her off so fucking bad. My trailer had burnt down, and I was dependent on her for a ride because I lost my car when my trailer burnt down. And it happened like right at the end of the semester of my last semester of college, which was a semester in which I ran out of financial aid because I had 164 credit hours having taken extra courses. I didn't have any more financial aid available to me from what the school was telling me. That semester, I had to take out a personal fucking loan directly from the school just to take the courses over at Allegheny that I had to take because the class I needed was only offered at Allegheny, not my. Anyway, so I had that hanging over my head. So I knew if I didn't finish, I'm fucked. Like I have to pass these two classes and finish. My mother understood this. She knew this. Okay, she went to school at the same time as me. She was going for her master's to the same school. Anyway, point being, she took me to get my medicine on the day of my finals. She came to the stoplight. She looked at me. She fucking got the most hateful, demonic, evil. There's not words. There's not words for somebody who can look at you and know that they are taking the moment to destroy your fucking life. To everything you've worked for 6 years, for the $54,000 and $30,000 in government grants that you got to make your education happen and so you could live while you were in college and pay her. Actually, she ended up getting about $20,000 of that money, even though she denies ever having gotten a dime. Fucking lie. Why was I paying her? Because she's a narcissist, and I'm the result of abusive narcissism. I felt some sort of inherent guilt towards, I owed her something for raising me because she wanted to have an abortion, but she couldn't afford it. So I therefore, as her child, owed her something for me being in existence, just me existing as a person. And I didn't go through those thoughts as I gave her the money, but see, that's why am I paying you $2,000 a semester I wasn't living at home. She wasn't. It's always been the fact that if I call my mom for $5, I know I'm getting screamed at. I haven't talked to her in 10 fucking years because I got sick and tired of being yelled at. I know I'm going to be called a fucking bum, a piece of shit, a fucking loser. When I was addicted to stuff, it was always, well, maybe if you weren't an addict, Steve, it would be different. Maybe I would help you if you weren't junked out all the fucking time. And that was always the excuse for giving me $5 or giving me $4 at a time because I couldn't use that for drugs. Yet on my 30th birthday, after not speaking to me for 8 years and me being completely sober for 6 of those years, she calls my aunt, the only person in my family who still speaks to me on a regular basis and has always been there for me, my Aunt Jan, and asks her if it's okay to send me $100 for my birthday. So, if anybody out there that knows me ever questions why I seem a tad bit fucking snapped, normal, but just like there's something fucking weird going on there. And none of that is even speaking badly about it. It's the truth. And people say things like, of course, you get people in your life that say things like, well, you should be moved on past that by now. Why are you still holding on to that? You're 30 or you're 32, you're 33 years old. Why are you still holding on to that? Why is that still a thing in your life? Well, it's still a thing in your life because the person who ripped your fucking education out from under you and is the reason that you're fucking wallowing in abject poverty this very fucking moment, the person who caused that has gaslit you from the fucking day they did it. I'm not saying I would be rich if I had my psychology degree, if I actually had my bachelor's finished and finished those courses and got my bachelor's degree. But I didn't even have the fucking chance to walk down the aisle and get the one that I fucking paid for. That's another pretty good example too. At her associate's graduation, I showed up. I was an evil, mean, nasty motherfucker because I showed up a few minutes late. At that point, granted, I was very strung out on opiates, but I came and I was in the audience cheering for her. My associate's degree graduation, she asked me what the date was and then told me just to go ahead and go to work. That I needed the money. Just go ahead and go to work. So that's what I did. I remember where I was when I was supposed to be walking. I was in the cooler, stocking whatever kind of fucking soda was in my hand. I ain't getting a fucking dab off this goddamn slurper at all. I don't have any butane. I've got minimal terp slurper options. But I do have this. And that's what I'm gonna use. I don't give a shit how dirty it is. I need a fucking dab, and I'm gonna freak the fuck out on somebody. It's not even a fucking joke. I'm gonna end up yelling at somebody that doesn't deserve to be yelled at. Because I can't yell at the people who really fucking do deserve it. This is this bucket's got real thin glass. It should heat up fairly quickly. I'm sorry. I usually don't use my live, especially broadcasting, as a fucking vent session. But it's a very irritable day. Everybody looks on me and my relationship like it's, I don't know. I guess assume it's, I don't even know what the fuck the deal is there. Supposed to be in a relationship, but it only seems to, I don't know. I don't even know the fucking point. And anytime I mention that I feel like it's not going both ways, that it's only going one way, it's always just an excuse to fucking act like, oh, well, okay, well, then you want your freedom. Nobody's holding you here. I'm not making you stay here. If you find a young woman that you think you like, and I don't know, like, what? Yet I'm supposed to run with that, and then what? You did, like, I, I'm really not being a bitchy little bitch. I'm having a shitty fucking evening. Like, and if you're wondering why I just said that, this banger, this rig, doesn't have water in it. It has just a little bit of water in it. Nowhere near enough. So now I gotta reach over there and put some water in the fucking. Let's see what else can go wrong in the meantime. Yeah, if I can feel the banger or something, so everything's slipping out of my hands, dropping the shit. That wouldn't be good. Alright, now that I have some water in there and my banger's cooled back down, now I have to use my little tiny fucking piss poor shit lighter for a little bit longer again. And fucking, I swear to God, corporations and job places, they have to be taking people's applications just to sell the information. Because I put in 5, 10, sometimes 15 applications a day, and I'm not exaggerating. I use Indeed, and I put in applications all over the fucking place. And it's not just in the cannabis industry. I don't fucking get called back. I don't get called back. There's a few jobs that I have, not a few, there's two in particular. The one I really don't want to do, but there's a road crew job. I'm pretty sure if I call, I could get on working there. Which I'm seriously considering. I'd be standing outside in the fucking hot heat all day holding a sign. The issue with that is, last time I called, the woman that was hiring, doing the intake, she like got mad at me and was arguing with me, being mean about me taking methadone. And I said, you got somebody that pulls in my clinic in your vehicle every day. I know I'm allowed to take it. Like, I've talked to that guy about the road crew. It's supposed to be illegal for them to deny. If you're not driving truck or driving heavy machinery or doing something that like you can't do because you're impaired, your employer's not supposed to fucking. Well, of course, in Maryland they can fire you and do exactly whatever they want. That's also the shitty thing about Maryland. They can fire you for being a fat, trans, binary gay man or non, whatever. Fucking trans, non-binary rhinoceros. As long as they don't tell you that's why they're firing you, they can do it for whatever fucking reason they want. Maryland, they call it an at-will state. See the difference when the glass gets heated up regularly? I get so irritable when I'm already on edge, irritated, and I can't get a dab. Makes me more irritable. All right. Well, then no, I have never had counseling. I saw a therapist when I was younger. Probably be a good idea. I've had counseling. I've just never seen an actual therapist. It might not be a bad idea. But I've honestly never seen a therapist to protect her. If you want the honest fucking truth, whoever, if anybody's out there listening or cares. Because to be quite honest, to fucking open up about some of the stuff that went on, I don't know what would result in. I have no idea. So that's why I've never sought help. But why should I give a fuck? Like, why do I have to care that me trying to heal that trauma in me might come back on somebody later who doesn't give two shits about me, period. I just don't. I mean, I don't know that. I have no idea. That's what you get with narcissistic relationship. Narcissist, scapegoat. I don't even understand all of the definition and the association between everything fully. I've never really looked into it. I just know what the relationship is between me and my mother and how spiteful and not nice. Like it's beyond not nice. It's just things that are not believable. Like who in the fuck would ever believe that your mother on the day of your finals. And the only thing I can think of is that I went to the same degree that she was going for, and she could not fucking stand the fact that this fucking junked out boy that she was taking down to the methadone clinic to get a 145 milligram dose was going to take his finals for the bachelor degree that she just finished up. And that's the fucking truth. And as she punched the gas and went around that fucking turn, At the time, all I felt was fucking dread, as in a nightmare when you're just overcome with, and that's what she wants. That's what she did all my time, was push me into those very intense, active, very extreme life or death type fucking end of the, a fork in the road type situation. And that, like, the way she fucking laughed and cackled and made fun of me for being upset and mocked me. This is when I was an adult. I was graduating my bachelor's degree in college when this shit happened. Why I even let that fucking happen as an adult, I have no fucking clue. I mean, as far as like civilly between, that never even crossed my mind though. Yet the one time I defended my mother, my trailer had burnt down. For a brief period of time, she lived by herself because she had split up with her girlfriend, her wife, and she got a house of her own. Then her wife moved in with her. Now they're both back up there at the other place. But while my mom had her house, because it was my mom's house, mom let me come over. I was allowed there. And it always caused fucking fights. Okay, it always caused, every time I came over, there was always shit started. And if it wasn't, there was an air of shit hanging in the air, just waiting to fucking be lit with a match because Gail had everybody on their fucking toes. And of course, you'd be gaslit if you said anything about it. Then no, that's not happening. That's not what's going on. But anyway, my mother, there was a fight that ensued because I was taking up for my little sister. I stood up for my mom, and when I left, my both her and her significant other got taken to jail because somebody called the cops. Wasn't me. I don't fucking know. Anyway, point of the story is her significant other, who she's still with, who she doesn't visit me, and the whole point of this is that's the reason she doesn't speak to me right now. She doesn't talk to me because if she comes around, she has to let that person know that she's coming around, when she's coming around, how long she's around me, when she's leaving. The last time she's seen me, and my girlfriend justifies it because she's like, well, she said she just upsets you more, so she's just leaving you with me. I had tachycardia and was in atrial fibrillation. I had no regular heart rhythms. And the doctors told her that. Like, she was in the doctor's office when they read the EKG and told her that I needed to go to the hospital, like, now. And then she drops me back off to my girlfriend and just left because she had to get back to, she could only be a, that was 7 or 8 years ago. 6, 7 years. I don't even keep count. And my little sister lives directly beside of my mother. because my little sister was always baby. She was taken up for by myself and my other sister, who's just a year younger than me. You know, Nissa was born in '98, so she's several years younger than Sarah and I both. So she was always pretty protected by her from my mother's psychotic tendency to put you down in every way, shape, and form possible. Because she would always get yelled at by either myself or Sarah and told to shut the fuck up. If she would like when she would start calling my little sister names and things like that. So anyway, Anissa lives. I didn't mean to say something. Anyway, lives right beside my mama. So I'm never really able to visit and see my nieces and nephews and feel like I'm like the last time I went there, the person that I spoke of who doesn't like me at all made it a point to keep walking in and out and be right in the area where I would be trying to visit the kids. Like, and I tried to make it a point to avoid her because she doesn't like me. So, and honestly, after everything that's happened, I don't much like her. I tried to be nice and be a good son for my mother and be nice to her significant other and her significant. That's just a messed up whole situation. And I never do talk about it. It's always just all buh inside. And the thing is, I get gaslit for not visiting my family. Like, oh, well, I'm not gaslit. It's not technically. I use the word gaslit too much. But I get yelled at for, like, not yelled at, but you know what I mean, for not driving up to visit my family, what have you, which it's like 50 miles. But I don't drive that direction ever. The thing is, they do come down this way a lot, especially my mom, like, a lot. My mom, for several years, passed by here every single day, and she did not stop and see me one fucking time. Not once. And it's literally from where she drives at on her main route to her school or her work, where she was working, not a school. But I swear to God, I could take a football and throw it and hit her car if I walked out to the end of the parking lot. Probably not. It's like an eighth of a mile off the main road. And apparently, if I have everything correct, this is all because my mom doesn't talk to me, all because I didn't come up on Christmas the one year when the reason I didn't go is because every holiday and Christmas prior to that, when I came, she would tell me dinner's at 2. I would come at like 2:15 and everything would be fucking they would be putting stuff away and there would be like a few things left out for me to eat on a plate, which is fine. Like they made, but I'm like, why? And they did that over and I knew they already ate. They already put the fucking food away. And I was there with my grandma and my aunt and people who wanted to spend Christmas with me. And then, so apparently that's, I don't know. I never felt welcome. up there, then it was made to be a point for me to be not made feel welcome. So, but yeah, it does suck because I can't visit my little sister. And she probably takes that personally sometimes. But I don't blame her for taking the fucking house. Like, my mom gave her that. I guess I don't know if mom bought the house or how the fuck it happened. I have no idea. I got kicked out at 18. Oh boy. Anyways, one of my buddies on Facebook probably actually remembers the day my mother brought a fucking bag of shit over from her significant other's house. Because what had happened is I was actually sober, swear to God, on any significant other I have that is not here right now. I was sober at that point. She went through my room snooping, and I keep shit. I have shit here from fucking 15, 20 years ago. And she found, those old incense boxes that had a little storage thing in the bottom, had a little flipper thing that you could store your incense in? I had 2 rigs inside of there. I had no fucking idea they were there. They were disgusting, nasty, all bent up, obviously not being fucking used. So when I'm at my friend's house, knowing that I just recovered from having doing that, that's the response, is to bring all of my shit over in huge industrial sized fucking whatever they are, them big ass garbage bags, and sit them in the middle of the floor at my friend's house, who I'm not moved in with. I was just visiting. And he was like a fucking 17-year-old rebel who didn't live with his mother. And his mom didn't care and had went somewhere else. So he let me stay in one of the rooms for a while until trouble became of all that. I got the fuck out of there because I was the only one that was 18, it turned out. Yeah, that's how I got kicked out of the house. Oh man, I'm got a pretty good buzz. I need to go to the fucking dispensary. I really do. I'm not even being mean. I'm just trying to let things out. Probably not a good idea to do on the internet, but you know what? I'm 34 years old. A hell of a lot more has happened than just that little bit of shit. I didn't really say too much of anything other than the facts about why I'm fucking upset as I am right now. And irritated and irritable. It is what it is. Anyways. Yeah, I think I did post something on Locals or no, the fucking pictures wouldn't load, that's right. I'm gonna load up pictures of the shit that I wrote down today. There's a bunch of notes about alpha beta pinene, uh, and the genetics on that golden pineapple, cherry pie cross. I wrote down a whole bunch of shit relevant to what modern science has found, and I don't know. There's a lot. You can read it if you want. I'll post the shit up there. Take it easy.